Oli Oli, it's me, Gauri. So, in this video and in some following videos, I wanted to document my journey, my experience, and my reflections with this program that I recently joined called MindCraft by M on the Brain. You can find her on social media as M on the Brain. I'm already on like the third or fourth week, I think, and I really wanted to do these videos, like weekly videos. This one is just gonna have to sum up. It's just gonna have to sum up the past 3 weeks. So what it is, the program is basically the neuroscience behind manifestation. And I decided to take this course because I have been learning about manifestation and reality creation mainly from like neuro knowledge, and then kind of taking other people that I follow on YouTube, and also just my own spiritual practice. So I decided to join after taking one of Emily's master classes. I love that she just went through like a 10-step process. Like, it was just so clearly outlined steps for manifesting, and basically some background of the neuroscience behind why it works, or like how it works and why it works. That really intrigued me because since I've been learning about this kind of stuff for like over a year, I've I was at the point where I could manifest some things and not others, and I was like, like what is this gap? Like what is like just something missing. And so I was like, I think I'm gonna take this course. Like, literally during the masterclass, I like put my card details and everything, and I was like, should I do it? Should I? And bro, there was a voice in my head that was like, do it, do it. And I was like, say less. And I just put like payment. And so, and then I was so excited. I was like, because I was like, I know that this is gonna be the thing to close the gap. And like, yes, learning the science, I feel like, will give me the conviction to be like, well, it just works because science. And like, now my brain will have like that logical side of it instead of like the woo woo side of it, which is nothing wrong with it. I feel like ever since my relationship with my faith kind of ended when I was 12 years old, like, maybe my conviction wasn't as strong because of that. So yeah, basically just giving my brain that logical side of like, this is why it works, and this is why it's safe for you to believe, to have that faith and conviction in the woo-woo-ness of it, basically. But then I feel like also just the fact of me making the decision of like, this is gonna be the determining thing that helps me to level like all the way up. Like, I will not be the same person after this, literally. And so sometimes I feel like just that decision is what propels you forward. So yeah, I'm very proud of myself for taking that step. And now I just want to document the process, basically. And hopefully by me sharing my reflections and insights or things that I've learned. Obviously, I'm not going to say everything because it's a paid course for a reason. Like, so, maybe it will inspire you to get the course, and that would be cool because I feel like it is really worth the investment. Like, it's worth the investment in yourself, basically. But this is not a paid ad. So I'm just saying, like, if this inspires you in any type of way, like, I would love that. So, week 1 of taking the course actually has to backtrack a little bit. So, a couple of weeks before I decided to take the course, I had watched I'm on the Brain talk with Jay Shetty on his podcast, and she was asking the question, who are you being called to become? And that question had me like, damn, like, I was thinking about it for days, literally. Obviously not like constantly, but it just popped back into my head, and I'm like, because she was talking about how the quickest way to accelerate your manifestation is to shift your identity to match basically the frequency of the manifestation of like of you having that. But I was just more so thinking about it in terms of like my purpose, like who am I being called to become? And so I did some journaling, and then I also, before going to sleep, I asked my elevated guides, like, y'all, like, can you help me figure this out? Like, can you just uh in my dreams, like, just help me out, please. And when I tell you that in those dreams, when I woke up, I had the answer. The dreams caused me to, in the morning, reflect on if it was my last day on earth today, like if I knew that it was my last day alive, what would I do? Like, what would I do in my day? And I was not that surprised that I would do kind of the same things that I already do, which to me shows like I am very satisfied with my life. Like, I am very grateful for the freedom that I have, and like the living situation that I have, that I'm able to, oh my god, there's such a beautiful butterfly. And well, anyways, what I said to him, like when I was journaling, I was like, well, what I would do is go buy these new watercolors that I wanted, because I dreamt that I was buying them, and then I would go to the conservatory and paint, and then I would go see my family, but I would mainly want to be alone so I could talk with God and like yeah. But yeah, that made me be like, wow, I'm very content with my life, and I think it speaks volumes that like my day would look like something that I kind of would already do, like my last day on earth hypothetically. um and so I was proud of that, but then at the same time I'm like, oh, and then I was like, oh, but even if I left, like even if I that was my last day, I know that I would come back because source is not done. Like, because I still have to complete my mission or like my purpose. And then I was like, okay, so what is my purpose? And literally when I tell you when I tell you that the words were so clear, they were just sent to me. It was like art therapy. And I was like, oh shit, is that it? Like, is it really that easy? And then I'm like, but why am I questioning it if I'm saying and manifesting this easeful and luxurious life, then it's like when something is given to me so easily, this answer, this download, why am I questioning it? And so I was like, damn, you right. And so from then I was like, okay, let me look up this place that I've actually been wanting to work at, that does art therapy programs for kids, like in school, like after school programs. So yeah, I applied literally that same day before even eating. I was like, I'm gonna just crank this out right now. So I applied, and then I was like, okay, just gonna wait to hear back in like a week or two. So by then I had already started the course, the MindCraft. Literally, I mean, some of this stuff is like, I'm not surprised. Like, the synchronicities don't surprise me. Like, those are things that already happened in my life. But the I think like the main thing is the mindset, like, shift. Like, basically knowing the science, the neuroscience behind things, it just reinforces what I already knew, or like what was already happening in my life, and then it allows my brain to filter for more of that. So tell me why. I was watching this video by Tatiana Tarot. She's amazing. I've taken some of her courses before, and she does like timeless tarot, where for each elemental sign. So she was on the fire signs. So I was playing this video. In the middle of it, I texted my sister Like, oh, should I still apply to get a master's in art therapy? Okay, that was literally 2 minutes later. I hear Tatiana Tarot say art therapy like 10 times, bro. Like, that might be an exaggeration, but she said something like, if you have been being called to do art therapy, art therapy, art therapy, art therapy. Like, I was like, no fucking ways, bruh. And then I was over here like, oh, okay, I have to do it. Like, I'm like, okay, that's a very clear sign. Like, I have to get a master's in art therapy. And then tell me why, like, 2 minutes after that, they emailed me back from the organization that I had applied to. And he said, like, thank you for sharing your materials, like, your values and um, skills and everything seem very aligned with our organization. At this time, we're interviewing two candidates who have a master's. Um, and so, that basically, they see that it would be a good fit for me to do my like practice hours at the organization. And I was like, wow, like that's literally sign after sign, all within like 10 minutes, 10 minutes, literally. So that was pretty amazing that it was back to back kind of signs. And so I felt very excited about that. In the past, I might have been kind of down, like I would maybe let it get me down that it was basically a rejection from the organization that I had applied to. But at this point, I took it as like, no, this is a win. Like this is there. It's literally like source is literally directing me exactly where to go. So that felt very reassuring. At the same time, so yeah, that was my big win of that week. And then week 2, I would say my major win has been setting my own rules. So that was like week 2, it was module 2 about the rules of the game, like of, with the perspective of life as a game. And this one aligned so well with my birthday because I was like, you know what? You know what? This is Gaudia 28.0. Like, this is a whole new software right now. Like, it's not gonna be. And I was telling my family too, I was like, 28.0 is here. Like, nothing is gonna look the same in my life. Yeah, so basically, something that I like about the rules that M says there are in the game of life is that number one, you make the rules. And so I took this very literally. I was like, okay, new rules for Gaudia 28.0. Like, these are the rules that we're gonna go by from now on. And something else that I did that I think helped for sure is that I started sleeping the other way around in my bed. So basically facing the opposite to kind of tell my brain like, oh, something did change. So like when I woke up and I was just like, oh, like, it's a new software, like it's a new Gaudia. Like I have a note in my a pinned note in my notes app, and it's called Gaudia 28.0 laws. And so number one is I make the rules, I live by my own laws, and then I list them so that is like the number one rule that is guiding each one. And I kind of have them as like, one supports the next one, if the next one might be like going more in detail. So like for example, law 2 and 3 kind of go together. So law 2 is it can really be that easy. From now on, I expect ease. And then law 3 is when I decide something, it is done. I trust in the unfolding. So basically, kind of going on, like really basing it off of law of assumption, where, yeah, it really can be that easy, where you just decide something and it's done. And then I'm just trusting in the, oh my God, this butterfly is so beautiful. Seeing so many beautiful butterflies today. The first one was like black and yellow. The other one was like orange. And this one was like fully yellow. It was big. But yeah, you're blessed. But yeah, basically that it can really be that easy, that it's just a decision and it's done. And that connects back to the neuroscience of it, because it's like you tell your brain how to act and you tell your brain what to filter for. What I've been learning from like the MindCraft course is that basically your brain is always filtering reality based off of your beliefs, like basically what you were programmed for since you're a child. Pretty much. And so it's like you can tell, like your brain is always filtering for what it thinks is important based on your past experiences and beliefs. So if you tell it what to filter for, then you can use it in your favor. Like and that's something else that I've realized, like, oh my gosh, my brain is amazing. Like there's so many things that it does just for me to be able to function, and I just like have taken it for granted, honestly. But it's like, so yeah, now I feel like I have a nicer relationship with my brain. I'm like, wow, brain, like thank you so much. Like, wow, you're amazing. Like, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited for this journey that we're taking together. You know, now as Scoutia 28.0, like everything is going to change, and I love that we have such a close relationship now that we're building, you know, working together. And so yeah, that's a pretty cool thing too. That's, I would say that's a pretty cool win. um like redefining my relationship with my brain, which before I would just take for granted, basically. And then for week 3, module 3 is about becoming a player character, like just being an intentional player character in the game of life. But I guess this is something that I think I started in week 2. But like new habits and routines has been a significant change. Like I haven't noticed a like whoa kind of change or like from doing this, but I know that it's working because I know the neuroscience of it. I know that it's working and it's helping me in the long term. So I started having a morning and like bedtime routine, and something so valuable is also part of the program. She has MAI, like it's her. It sounds like her and everything. I mean, I usually just like use the typing stuff, but if you want her to like read it to you, like it sounds like her. Um, but that has been helpful for like random questions that I'll come up with as I'm going through the modules. And I would say one of the biggest things that I've incorporated that the MAI told me about is physiological size. So it's basically when you do like that, and it's tapping into the parasympathetic nervous system, and so it's the rest and digest part of the nervous system. So it literally helps you calm down, and I have been using that in the morning and in the night, and it really helps. Like I do feel the difference, honestly, even from just a few, like 5 or even 3 times of breathing like that. I start with that. Like I start with the physiological size. Yeah, because she basically says that you should start with like mindfulness, your day with mindfulness and movement. So I'll take some time to breathe, you know, just as I'm waking up. And then how I'll have a certain like 1 or 2 affirmations that I want to focus on for the day. And so that I'm basically telling my brain what to filter for the day. And then I'll do movement, which I kind of already used to do, but now I'm just doing it like very consistently every day, like not waiting too long before I do it. I like to stretch a lot because my body will just like hold tension overnight, and so it really is helpful for me. And she said to incorporate sunlight as well, like at least 5 minutes when you first wake up. Now I'm actually able to do that since I'm in Mexico right now. But it's just nice to know that like the background of why this works now. You know, like even just getting sun in the morning, um, it helps you with having high heart rate variability, which overall, if you have high heart rate variability, it means that your nervous system is like pretty good, you know. Now I think about that when I'm like, you know, taking in the sun. I'm like, wow, thank you, sun, for helping me have high heart rate variability. And like, so I guess just it's nice to be able to make that connection and like tell my brain so it like reinforces what's going on. But yeah, I really like that. I've really enjoyed the course so much, and learning, like I haven't taken a class for real in some years. Um, so this feels nice that it's kind of like like self-guided course. But yeah. And then there's also the live calls and stuff, but yeah, it's been really fun, and I'm excited to learn even more as I go along. And I will definitely share things that have helped me or just my experience. I just want to document it, and hopefully if like somebody's watching, it helps you make connections in your life, then that's amazing. So yeah, bye for now.